And now it's time for another edition of What Would Jello Do? So, did everybody have a rootin' tootin' good time on the 4th of July? Firecrackers, alcohol, horrible potato salad, worse greasy food. Did you feel good about America? Is America great again? Is it morning in America? Is America back? Or are we really going down on all frickin' sides right now? The Supreme Kangaroo Court just kicked us in the teeth, not just with wiping out a woman's right to control their own bodies and a lot of other things, and a lot of the ability to clean up the air pollution that is causing climate collapse. No, says the Supreme Court. We need to be more polluted and more unregulated because after all, we're going to die soon anyway and Jesus is coming back. What do we care? We got to speed up the apocalypse here. Yeah, you can have prayer in school and, what was the other big one? Oh, yes, of course. Go gun crazy, just like that guy in Highland Park, Illinois, and the one in Buffalo, and the one in Uvalde, Texas. No problem, because otherwise it's a violation of the First Amendment to keep your own self and your families and others safe from murderers. Cute, real cute. And what do the Democrats do to try and rally people? Nancy Pelosi, send us a donation. That's it? Send us a donation? And then everybody from Biden on down, thing to do, you gotta vote. Vote. We need 2 more senators. What? That's as far as you want to go. What about 22 more new senators? Or at least 5, or at least 12? Supposedly there's anywhere from 10 to 15 Senate races that are still kind of up in the air. In a lot of cases, it's incumbent Democrats who they think may go down to yet another barrage of Ted Cruz's and Josh Hawley's and everything else, unless people do more than just, give us money and vote. I mean, it's really getting scary how tone deaf the great coelacanth, our president, really is. He's coming out now against adding any more Supreme Court seats. Try and shoot that down. Women's Health Protection Act, which could have protected women's health, gets Mitch McConnell. And what does he do? But he jumps back into bed with Mitch McConnell by once again coming out against abolishing or even waiving the filibuster. And then on top of that, what was he going to do and announce the same day Roe v. Wade went down? But he was going to nominate a guy named Chad Meredith for a federal judgeship in the state of Kentucky, who was Mitch McConnell's buddy, totally anti-reproductive rights, a fine product of the Federalist Society, just like Brett Kavanaugh and Amy Coney Barrett and Neil Gorsuch and the rest of them. And Biden justified it by saying, we made a little deal. I know how to make deals in the Senate. He won't block any more of my judicial appointments if I give him this one Nazi. Wrong. That wasn't true. He horse traded a real monster to be in the federal court and for Kentucky, federal judge in Kentucky, in exchange for a measly 2 U.S. attorneys he could appoint in Kentucky, and McConnell wouldn't block him. That was it. I mean, there was early hope. Yeah, he's going to be the new FDR. He grasps how the dire straits we're in. He wants to build back better and spend the kind of money we really need to try and fix things. Are you Franklin Roosevelt, or are you really now more like Neville Chamberlain? Yeah. Worse than Gerald Ford, Neville Chamberlain. I respect the institution of the Supreme Court. We're not going to pack judges. Funny, no one else respects the institution anymore, except the people wrecking it and putting those clowns on. Yes, the Supreme Court is rapidly losing legitimacy, as it should, and Congress is losing legitimacy, and the president, the executive branch, is really losing legitimacy. And that's the only branch that really has any hope of earning it back right now. And the only way it can be earned back is not saying, we need 2 more senators. No, you need action, not deal making. Action. Not by deal makers, by leaders. Oh, let the moderates take care of it. We'll never get anything through without moderates. What do the so-called moderates do? We want donations. I feel like they're handing out those stickers that Fang used to do in their early hardcore days in Berkeley. You know, the little skull, Fang, we are cool, give us money. You know, that got in enough people's heads, they still hand those things out. You know, instead of a hardcore MDC slogan, we are cool, give us money. Democrats, we are cool, give us money. That's it? That's it? The very idea of America is being stolen and destroyed and obliterated and steamrolled as we speak. George Carlin once said, well, they call it the American dream because you can only believe it if you're asleep. That's where we're at. Early on, I did my hopes for the first, like they always do with presidents, what's going to happen in the first 100 days. I hate to say it, but now I already have to do Joe Biden, President Joseph Robinette Biden Jr., the last 100 days. Part 1. You know, I get it. Every president comes in promising big ideas for domestic policy and then gets snowed under with foreign policy nightmares, one after the other. But dude, do you really want to be remembered as the Democrats' version of Gerald Ford? Do you really want to be remembered as Gerald Ford Light? Come on. And then Obama, after the Supreme Court kills women's choice and reproductive rights and everything else, he says, now is not the time to have a big battle over choice. We need to work on projects that will bring people together. What's going to bring people together more than making sure women still have the rights they now have in most of the rest of the world? Oh, we can't do that. It'll be too divisive. We're divided now. For the longest time, I said no president was more divisive than Richard Nixon. He said all those people he had killed in Vietnam, this, that, and the other. Then after January 6th, no. We're more divided now, and if anything, it's getting worse. Oh, we can't arrest Donald Trump. We can't prosecute him. It'll divide the country. That's where we're already at. And the gangster Trumpsies are dividing us more every day. You got to bring people together by asking, do we really want to be ruled by Nazi white Christian supremacists who think Vladimir Putin is cool? Surely you can bring people together against that. The only way we have of preventing more of this is by prosecuting and jailing every Benedict Arnold and Putin puppet running loose in the halls of Congress, in Mar-a-Lago, in governors' mansions. And if you can't hold Congress running on your own record, well, you could run against the criminal, corrupt, Christianist fascists everyone hates so much and everyone is so afraid of. 80% supports choice in this country. What are you waiting for when Uncle Clarence Thomas has already declared, very helpful anyway, let out, now we're going to get rid of contraception. Now we're not going to let people be gay anymore, let alone marry the person they truly love. We're going to blow all that up and nullify it and have not just abortion police, but sodomy police watching in your windows again. Build up that anger against McConnell, against the Supreme Kangaroo Court, against the Trumpsies trying to take over and steal elections as we all just sit and watch and mope. Stop that steal. Stop their steal. Great campaign slogan. Stop their steal. Never miss an opportunity to heap still more shit and toxic waste on Uncle Mitch, the Supreme Kangaroo Court, anyone who has even one good thing to say about Donald J. Trump-a-muck, or any part of their horrible segregation forever, Salem witch trials nostalgia. I've seen a couple of kick-ass Planned Parenthood ads, but only once a piece and only on MSNBC. We need those everywhere now, right down to bus stops and the sides of buses, everything. Don't preach to the choir. Run those ads elsewhere on the 4th of July during parades. You could still run them during the World Series now that you dropped the ball on the Super Bowl. All you got to do is put Mitch McConnell's face in with the words "Vote Democrat" or Trump's face all the way down the ballot, and the people will come out in droves. You highlight who's running for state legislatures, election commissioners who want to totally have a coup and have everything run like Florida. Highlight them, show them saying the stupidest thing they can, and if they've got a gun in their hands, so much the better. People aren't real happy with gun freaks right now. In case you, President Tone Deaf, didn't really notice that, you didn't win last time because they were voting for you. They were voting against Donald Trump and that whole agenda, and all the crackpots even worse than Boebert and Cruz who didn't get in this time. Even if we didn't get it, it got sabotaged. For now, show what is possible. Keep detailing what Build Back Better really means and keep brick by brick building it that way. Show what you're actually standing for. Show what you're trying for. Then actually try. Because every time you try, the more support and the more awareness then leading to more support you're going to get. Oh, we can't get anything done before the midterms. Wrong. This is our last chance before we may well get a total romper room Congress next time, and nothing's going to get done. You got to get it done now. Show you've got something done and get it done, or do you really deserve to be reelected? If you ain't got Trump in cuffs, do you really deserve to be reelected? Women's Health Protection Act. Now that people are frightened, introduce it again. Try to get passed again now and shine a big-ass Klieg light on exactly who and what kind of reptiles are standing in the way and humiliate them until they get on board or get voted out. Don't give up on Build Back Better. Don't give up on voting rights. We have an election coming up. Don't give up and just betray John Lewis. One senator is able to block everything with saying filibuster. That's not the way filibuster used to work. You had to get people talking and talking forever. You can at least change it back to the way it was in the 60s and 70s when it was only used out of desperation, often by segregationists who lost in the end. Maybe then restore the faith in Americans when they see that their government all the way down to the local level does see their pain and is acting. That way you can get trust. You can't just demand trust. Trust is earned. Respect is earned. And it's very hard to earn back. And yet here we have the small d little Democrats who get all the money acting like they've already lost. And Cable News too, well, it's going to be a landslide. It's going to be a bloodbath. No matter what, it's inevitable. It was never inevitable. Not in 1994, not in 2010. It was not inevitable. People just didn't fight. Maybe they wanted it that way. I don't know. And when the Supremes rule that the EPA is now hogtied and you can only get anything through Congress from the environment, then get out there and barnstorm for a better Congress for real. That's the way to override and overrule the Supreme Court. You, Mr. President, say you love trains as much as I do. Take a train trip. Don't just sit on the tracks and wait for the train to hit. Go on a whistle-stop tour. Small towns, big towns. So small office candidates and big office candidates standing on that back platform with you. Get out there and meet the people, or at least see the people. On again, off again. Every weekend before the election, here comes the Whistle Stop Express, the Build Back Better Express. People will love it. Media will cover it. And you can sell all the good stuff you have done. Drive home what you have accomplished and what Congress actually has accomplished, sometimes together. And when you think about it, it's huge. And then send your cabinet members out on a whistle-stop tour too. Why not? Bypass Cable McNews, who can't just seem to sober up from Trump. Get out there and tell the people what you've been up to and how it's helping their lives right now, and how the congressmen and legislators in your county are helping or hindering people's lives right now. You don't win more House seats. You don't take back those segregated, gerrymandered state houses unless you show up for and fight for the people on your own party who are running, and not just the safe seats. Go to Alabama. Go to Mississippi. You know, this is not about we are cool, give us money. Where did Blue Collar Joe go anyway? In mothballs? The only time Democrats in our recent multi-decade history have had durable, workable legislative majorities in the federal level, state houses, is when they persuasively committed that they would make our economy serve ordinary people, and then they took the steps to do it.